Alrighty, survivors, we're officially back with some ARK Survival Ascended content, and today we're back on the Scorched Earth map. And what I want to do is bring you guys some tips and tricks when it comes to surviving the ultimate challenge on this brand new map, and that is simply related to hydration and staying hydrated. You guys know it is very, very hard to manage your water here on this map. So in today's video, let's talk about the best ways to manage your water meter and so you guys can avoid dehydration. Alrighty, so then diving in, the three most easiest and obvious ways to get a permanent water source and avoid dehydration when starting out on the Scorched Earth map brings us to one, you can go ahead and build around the permanent water, section here in the center of the map. Keep in mind though that this is actually a lot of the green starter zones, so if you are looking to build and play on official servers, it might be quite challenging for you to find a location directly near the water that you could set up your own personal base, as a lot of players are going to already have built here, so you might need to make sure you pay attention to that. But if you're playing on a single player world, or maybe even playing on a private server, a lot of these areas might be free, and that could be an easy way for you guys to set up a permanent water supply. Before we dive deeper, just a quick word from today's sponsor, and that is Nitrado. Nitrado is a notorious service provider that is known for offering game server hosting and related services. It allows players and developers to rent servers where they can host multiple multiplayer games, ensuring smoother and more stable gameplay, and especially for those games that require a dedicated server to manage the game's operations. Nitrado supports a wide variety of different games, including popular titles like Minecraft, Rust, and of course, ARK Survival Ascended. And if you guys are looking to rent your own private server here for the brand new Scorched Earth map or any future maps here for ARK Survival Ascended, well, you can do so directly by utilizing the link in the description and in the pinned comment on this video. And additionally, don't forget it is a sponsored link, so direct purchases via this link I will get a percentage cut from. So if you're looking to support me beyond just tuning into my content, be sure to utilize the link down below in the description. Now diving into the second way, and that brings us to these water springs that are just scattered throughout the entire map. They look exactly like this, as you can see here on screen, and you can walk up to them and you can drink from them directly. Additionally, you can actually craft a well once you get to a certain level and you have the mats to do so, and then you can place the well down. This again obviously looks more aesthetically pleasing compared to running up to a little circle on the ground to drink from. But secondly, here it also will allow you to irrigate things in that area. You can check out the range here as how far as it goes out, but nevertheless it is a really awesome, cool way that you guys can set up these wells across the map and just simply get a drink here and there to avoid dehydration. And the third easy way relates to the water jug bugs, the blue giant bugs that you see that are randomly flying around. You have the red ones, which are oil. The blue ones actually house water. Now you can walk up to these bugs and you can simply drink from them just like you can with the water spring. You can't fill up any sort of containers from them or anything like that, but nevertheless you can drink from them, and they do come in handy in a pinch if you happen to be either already taken damage from dehydration or you just simply ran out of water and you need to get a quick refresh. Alrighty, so now diving into the first advanced method here for setting up a permanent water source anywhere your base is located on the Scorched Earth map. So that's going to relate to the water tanks in the game. Currently at the moment we have three different water tanks. The very first one is this stone looking one, as you can see here, and it holds 2,500 water units. Alright, now this one is going to be relatively early on. You can get and access this one. Now the next really cool and important thing that you can do is, let's say your base isn't close to a water hole, but you do have the ability to place down a tap in a permanent water source. Well, what you can do is you can actually daisy chain these water tanks. So if you go ahead and check this out, I can place one here, I've placed one here, and I've placed one up on top of this cliff edge. And check it out, it's also now irrigated, and I don't have all of these ugly looking pipes running across the entire landscape like we used to have to do back in ARK Survival Evolved. You can daisy chain the water tanks just like this. Additionally, it does work for the second tier, which is the metal water tank. The metal water tank goes from holding 2,500 water units now to 5,000 water units. So it holds a little bit more water, the range is a little bit better, and last but not least, they also can be daisy chained just like the stone ones are. And now last but not least, when it comes to water tanks, there's actually a third one that was added recently with the Frontier Adventure Pack, which is a paid DLC. If you did not pay for the DLC, then you will not have this option, but nevertheless, this is the third and final water tank that we currently have available in the game. For one, obviously it's significantly larger compared to the metal version or the stone version, but along with its larger size, it also has a larger capacity with holding water units. You can see it goes from the metal one holding 5,000 now to this one holding 100,000 water units. Yeah, you heard that correct, 100,000 water units. It's insane. You basically never have to worry about having water issues if you have one of these bad boys around. Additionally, it's important to note that all three of these water tanks will actually self-fill themselves up if you do not have a permanent water source by when it rains. When it rains, it will go ahead and fill up these water tanks, and then you could simply draw on them until they, drain dry. If you are looking to do that instead of using a permanent water source, I really would strive for going for whatever the biggest tank is that you have, because it will hold the most water. And now with that method out of the way, let's talk about the last and final, and in my personal favorite way to manage water and manage your survivors' dehydration on the Scorched Earth map. And that brings us to the creature, the Morellatops. A lot of people actually have skipped over utilizing these and have no clue how valuable these creatures are. Well, let's dive a little bit deeper here. The Morellatops, not only does it act as a camel, if you will, it can store water in its body naturally. So check this out. You can see right above the name of the creature in the level, you can see a number. That number tells you exactly how much water is currently in that Morellatops' inventory, and it can show you the max number of water that Morellatops can hold. You can directly increase the carrying capacity of the water for your Morellatops by increasing or pumping into the water stat in its inventory. You can run up to any tamed Morellatops, hold E, get the cogwheel, and then you can drink directly from them in a pinch. Additionally, as you can see the other options here, you can also fill up any containers that you put inside the Morellatops' inventory. So your water jars, your water skins, and even your canteens. And last but not least, your Morellatops also has the ability to irrigate crop plots within an area. You can check this out here. Obviously, I've got 4 crop plots planted down. None of them are irrigated, but if I go ahead and bring my Morellatops close by, tick on this option here in the menu for enable irrigation, it will then now start to basically throw up or vomit water onto my crop plots. And you can see here, check it out, now they are officially irrigated. Doing any of these 3 actions, whether drinking from its inventory directly or filling up canisters, or last but not least irrigating crop plots, it will consume the water that it currently has stored. I cannot tell you how crazy I think it is. So many players out there neglect the Morellatops, but yet they continue to die from dehydration without having some sort of permanent water source set up. And it could be simply avoided by just dropping a Morellatops and just taming one. You could easily tame one on day 1, even on an official map, as these creatures are normally passive unless if they have some sort of baby with them. So you don't have to worry about them aggressively attacking you back. They will just simply try to flee, and you could just follow along, smacking it with a club if you're a savage, or even utilizing something like a boomerang to knock it out easily. I cannot stress how awesome these guys are, and they will make a massive difference in your overall survival, especially going up against something like dehydration on the Scorched Earth map. And that, survivors, is going to wrap up how you guys can stay hydrated and prevent dehydration on the Scorched Earth map. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe here on the channel, hit that like button, and be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what your favorite part on the Scorched Earth map is, and if it's not Scorched Earth, what map are you guys waiting for ARK's future? As always, guys, with that being said, don't forget to check out that Notoriously link down below in the description if you guys are looking to pick up a game rented server, as it does directly help me out every single time that a person utilizes that link. With that being said, though, guys, as always, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all on the next one.